Economists are divided and people don't really know what to make of that big question. Will these new farm laws take Indian agriculture into the future, or will they create more problems for those who matter the most, the Indian farmer, who's already besieged by a whole set of problems? For a high-level, deep, meaningful conversation on the pros and cons of the new farm laws, for this special News Track conversation, I want to welcome, first and foremost, Nobel laureate, one of the world's top economists, Professor Abhijit Banerjee. He has some views against the new farm laws. He'll explain those to our viewers, after which he'll be countered by the founder, vice chairperson of the Niti Aayog, top global economist, Dr. Arvind Panagraya. Both have been following this debate very closely, have strong views for and against the farm laws. And over the next 30 minutes, you will understand from these two super sharp minds the advantages and the disadvantages of the government's new farm laws. Professor Abhijit Banerjee, Dr. Arvind Panagraya, welcome to India Today's News Track.
Thank you.
Glad to be.
I want to go across first to Professor Banerjee and lay out at the outset your philosophical objections to the new farm laws. Indian agriculture is caught in a rut at this moment. It needs to be reformed. Of that, there can be no question. You, however, don't like the approach of the government, the laws and the manner in which they've been brought. Explain to everyone who's watching, why are you opposed to what the government is doing through these new farm laws? Professor Banerjee.
Let me be very clear. I am very much a supporter of reforms. I think especially exactly this issue of, how we will sustain, paying MSP over global market prices forever is an issue that we haven't tackled. And what that does, for example, is get us to grow paddy in Punjab, which is a disaster. The water table has fallen, I think, from 25 meters to 120 meters in many places in Punjab. That's an unsustainable fall, and Punjab is hardly the right place to grow paddy. So I think and in addition, growing paddy creates this problem of burning the stalks to get the land ready for the winter crop, and that again creates the pollution issues that we're tackling in Delhi all the time. So I have no doubts that we have to reform. I should be very clear. I am all in favor of some version of reform that I think the government is right in thinking that reform is needed, and that some version of reform will eventually have to be called on. And I think and my sense is that even the farmers understand that. I don't think it is anybody quite sees this idea that, well, we can keep burning stock because right now that's kind of thing is a defensive reaction. So I want to more discuss what I think are the kind of the missing pieces of the law, which I think my sense is that it's not so much that the law is wrong in what it says, but it sort of leaves out certain key pieces which I think need to be spelled out. And so I don't think of it as being an insurmountable problem, but I think it's a problem that probably it should not be tackled at this moment, because I think the pandemic did, if you read 23%, 24% fall in GDP in one quarter, then you get panicked. And that panic has general effect on people's willingness to be flexible and all kinds of things. And I do think that I would not have pushed for the reform at this moment. I think there is a sense in which people are really acting extremely
So let me contest what you're saying, Professor Banerjee, by saying just this. In India, typically, big ticket and much needed reform has always been pushed through in a crisis, whether it was the balance of payment crisis of 1991, which saw the first wave of liberalization, or the farm law reforms now. When is there ever a good time, sir? So when is there ever a good time for tough reform in a country like India?
I think there are two big differences. One is that, in fact, the set of people who had potentially a lot to lose from the 1991 reforms were much more, they were probably much more, much less sort of homogeneous group of low-income people. I think I think, in fact, as we know, even they eventually did okay. But I don't think there was the same sense that, this is going to target one particular group, and that group might be relatively low-income people. So I think that's one part of it. Second part of it is that, it is this particular pandemic is one that has sort of, we're kind of been knocked out of gear everywhere. The world is kind of grappling with it. It's not exactly the standard issue economic crisis. This is much worse than that. You have a 24% fall in GDP is unheard of. It's short term, but nonetheless unheard of. So I think to say that this is, another crisis and we should just do reforms in the crisis. I mean, there was nothing in the crisis that dictated doing the reform. Remember the balance of payment crisis, we were forced to do the reform. There was no choice. Then we could say, look, we have no choice. Right now, everybody knows that there was a choice being made of the timing. I don't think those are at all right.
But you've concluded, Dr. Banerjee, that the farmers in India will lose out. What makes you so certain? Because the government claims that nothing is being taken away. All that's being done is that farmers are being given a new choice, that they can sell outside the APMC Sarkari Mandi if they so choose, if they get the right price. What then makes you so certain to conclude that farmers will lose out?
Forgive me, I used the wrong word. I'm not at all sure that the farmers will lose out. What I'm sure of is that they feel they'll lose out. And I think that they might be wrong, but why are they fighting? They're fighting because they feel scared. And is this a time when they would be more likely to be scared than at other times? I would say yes, because it's a scary time. It's not, and I think that the government had no particular reason to do it now rather than later. I mean, other than the fact that, maybe it thought that nobody was watching or something, but I don't see a reason why. That's different from the 1991 reform, which were forced upon us. We had no choice.